Welcome back to Hannity and a panel hosted by the Heritage Foundation on Monday that focused on the Benghazi scandal. Brigitte Gabriel got into a heated exchange with an audience member named Saba Ahmed. Take a look.
I know that we portray Islam and all Muslims as bad, but there's 1.8 billion Muslim followers of Islam. We have 8 million plus Muslim Americans in this country, and I don't see them represented here.
Since you're the only Muslim representative in here, you took the limelight instead of speaking about why our government, and I assume, are you an American? You're an American citizen. So as an American citizen, you sat in this room, and instead of standing up and saying a question or asking something about our 4 Americans that died and what our government is doing to correct the problem, you stood there to make a point about peaceful, moderate Muslims.
And joining me now to discuss that exchange in their first television interview since the panel is Islamic lobbyist Saba Ahmed, as well as Act for America's Brigitte Gabriel is with us. Saba, let me start with you, because Brigitte was making a point. This was supposed to be about 4 dead Americans. This was supposed to be about Benghazi. You're given the microphone, and you start talking about, I guess, I sense, the treatment of Muslims in America. Why was your focus there and not on what the forum was about?
The forum was talking about Islamic jihadists, so I asked a question about Islam. I didn't see how that was irrelevant. It was directly related to what the panel was about.
Brigitte?
The panel was discussing the attack on Benghazi, our 4 dead Americans, and what our government is doing or not doing about it to get to the bottom of the problem. The whole symposium was about Benghazi, and she took the limelight instead of standing up as an American, caring about how 4 Americans, our fellow Americans, are dead, asking something about what we can do to hold our government accountable. The whole panel was about accountability, yet she took the limelight asking a question that was completely not discussed, out of the blue. She might as well be asking about why are we wearing green today?
Yeah. Ms. Mahd, let me ask you this question, because I've often brought up in this program that I make a distinction between radicalism and Islam, but I find that the voices of moderate Muslims are almost deafening at points, taking on what I would regard as the hijacking of a religion. You see radicalism all around. You see women's life under Sharia, where they're forced to cover themselves, where you need 4 male eyewitnesses for rape. In Saudi Arabia, they can't drive. You got the morality police. I don't hear a lot of criticism from so-called moderate Muslims. Why?
Well, I'm a Muslim American. I'm wearing the headscarf. Nobody's forcing me to wear it. I live in America. I could choose to wear whatever I want.
I didn't ask you that at all. But women under Sharia are forced to do it. They're not given the choice. I don't hear a lot of criticism about radicalism and the hijacking of a religion.
Well, I mean, I'm not being forced as a Muslim woman to wear the headscarf. There is nobody, even when I go back home. Actually, in fact, in Pakistan, I never covered over there. I started wearing it when I came to the States.
Okay, tell that to women in Saudi Arabia, or women in Iran, or women under other Sharia states. They are forced. Women are not allowed to drive. Women under the Taliban couldn't go to school or couldn't go to work.
I don't think anyone should be telling women to what to wear. If a person wants to wear the headscarf or they don't want to wear it, it's their choice.
So will you speak out against Sharia as it's implemented?
I'm not speaking out. I'm just defending my right to wear the headscarf.
I didn't ask you about your right to wear it. I'm asking about the women that are forced to wear it. You know, we talk a lot about women's rights in America, and a war on women. That issue comes up every political cycle. Will you speak out against those that use your religion and force women to cover, force women to stay home and they can't drive, force women that they can't be seen in public without men they're not related to? You're not going to speak up for those women's rights?
Well, I think, you know, every country has their own traditions, laws, and culture. And here in America, like, you know, I don't think...
Do you think those customs are wrong in the name of religion, that you're forcing women and treating women that way?
There are right and wrong customs everywhere.
Is what I described to you wrong? It's a simple question. Is what I described to you wrong?
I wouldn't even feel comfortable going. If I was living in Afghanistan, I wouldn't feel comfortable going out by myself. I would want somebody around with me.
That doesn't answer my question. Do you think that women in some countries that need 4 male eyewitnesses, to prove rape, will you at least speak out against that?
Well, Yeah, rape is horrible, of course.
So under Sharia law, that's wrong.
Sharia law does not requires to prove adultery. You need 4 witnesses, and that would have to be like so public.
And women are
that-
stoned to death under Sharia? Homosexuals are stoned to death under Sharia?
Sean, a lot
Is
of
that
bad
wrong?
things happen around the world, and people have been misusing
But this
the
is
religion.
happening in the name of your religion, which is my point. This is your
know.
religion, and I have every belief you're probably very moderate in your own personal views. But this is happening in the name of your religion.
And so
If as a
some of the-
Catholic it was happening in the name of my religion, like the sex scandal, I spoke out. I said it was intolerable. So will you speak out?
Of course, yeah.
Let me hear you speak out then.
Well, I'm speaking out. I'm against a lot of the, you know, barbaric practices around the world. I think Islam has been misused by a lot of people.
Guys,
No,
we're
you
gonna have to leave it there. Thank you
right.
both for being with us. Appreciate it.